Hey guys, so I am back home post KCON and I decided to slightly adjust the format of the video that I was gonna do. So I was just intending to make this a vlog of KCON, just like everything from there, but honestly, upon a little more introspection, I'm definitely more the kind of person to reflect afterward and talk you through what the experience was actually like than I am to just show you what's happening. So that's what I'm gonna do because that's more me and I like to talk about things more in detail and depth. So that's what we're gonna do today. And if you didn't get to go, I want to be able to provide that experience and narrate and walk you through my day so you really know what the experience was like and you can kind of hear from someone who was there what actually happened, the real feelings behind being there and stuff. So yeah, I'm just gonna take you through my couple of days at KCON and let's get started with Saturday. So I actually got there only for the last couple hours of the convention. I couldn't make it to any of the morning, which sucks a little bit, but that's okay. I was still really overall grateful and thrilled with the time I got there. I got to go to both concert nights, be there for all of Sunday. It was all fine. So anyway, that day, the first thing we did, I have all the clips here on my phone. I'll just insert little things I took throughout the day in here. So the first thing that I did when I got there, I was with a couple friends, was we went to the District 9 workshop, and it was only the very end of it at that point by the time we got there. So I just watched from the side basically as it ended, but I have a clip here so I can show you. If you were wondering what the venue itself actually looked like what it's actually being there you go. That's what that was like. Then right afterward, I'm pretty sure it was the same spot, there was a random play dance with Goto. And it was so cool. Had a lot of fun doing that. I mean, I'm not the best with dances. I feel for some reason me and dancing just it's a little tough for me. I haven't danced since I want to say 1st or 2nd grade or something. I took dance for 2 years, but after not doing it for that long. And then right after the random play dance, we actually got to go and meet him in person, talk to him and get pictures, whatever, stuff like that. Hey guys, I'm here at KCON, first vlog type thing. You know the friends I mention all the time in my videos that got me into K-pop? This is them. Hello. Look who we just met. I don't know if you can see, I'll insert a video clip. Clear up a little bit of confusion beforehand. Alice is actually my middle name. It's just what I chose to go by on my channel. It's not everyone goes by their exact first name, you know, most people do, but it's still part of my name. It's my middle name, and I just like the way Alice on the internet sounded, so that is my channel name. But my real first name is Olga, so Olga Alice, I guess. I don't really use the Alice in daily life, but it is part of my name, and that's just what I chose for my channel. So you can call me either on here. I mean, I guess it makes more sense to use Alice because that is my channel name, but yeah, my real first name is Olga, so the more you know. Alright, so anyway, yeah, roll clip. Now it'll make a little more sense, hopefully.
Hello.
Hi.
My name is Goto. What's your name?
Olga.
Olga.
Yeah.
So, welcome to the KCON and thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for your work. I love your videos. They're amazing.
Thank you. I will try more harder. So
that was actually my first time ever talking to anyone that I just watched on YouTube. This whole event was full of completely first new experiences for me. I've never been to a concert. I've never been to any sort of convention like this before. This was all totally new stuff to me. So that was just really cool to be able to actually talk to him up close, even if it was for a short time. It's very stressful. If you've never been in one of those lines of screaming people, it is stressful. You're just trying to get in and out, but still be able to say what you want to say. And it's just such a stressful time, so you don't want to hold it up, you want everyone behind you to get a chance to say hi and stuff, you know? And it's just a mess. It is a crazy mess. And I feel so bad for the YouTubers themselves who have to deal with this. It must be really fun meeting your fans, but it's also such a crazy time. Everyone just freaking out. Yeah, that was just a really cool positive experience, being able to just tell him I love his content in person, you know? It's very different than I feel like leaving a comment, like seeing someone's face and like actually getting to like say it, you know, I think that's very different and like more meaningful. So I'm like grateful that I got that opportunity because I think what he does is so cool. Like, have you seen his editing and like the work it takes to like learn all the dances and like line everything up just right, like to make the videos work the way they do? Like, that is really cool. So yeah, I'm grateful to have been able to tell him in person that I love his work. And he was very, very humble and down to earth. Like, you could just tell, like, I saw like him meeting a few people in front of me and stuff, and like you could just tell how grateful he was, you know? And I think that's a really cool quality to have. Like, you could just really see that he was very grateful for everyone being there. So yeah, overall very positive experience. And moving along in my day. Alright, so then right after that, we pretty much just got in line for the concert, got food, then got in line. It was a long line, but not so bad. Like, I wasn't like miserable waiting in line there for anything really. Like, I was just fine and chill and like happy to be there. So roll clip from when I got to my seat. Hey, so I'm in my seat at KCON right now to get an idea of where we are. I can't flip my camera. Why can't I flip my camera? We'll do that. We'll get to that. Wait. There. So I am literally like front row in like the middle height section sort of with them. And literally in like less than an hour, they're literally going to be standing on that stage down there. Like, I've never seen a celebrity in person or anyone like that at all. And like today's first time experiencing anything remotely like this. Like, I can't believe that they're literally going to be there. Like, the idea that they're real people, like, hasn't sunk in yet, even though it shouldn't be difficult to understand that. But here I am. Yeah, I'll try and like film a little bit. I want to kind of like enjoy it in the moment more later, but yeah. Yeah, that was just like the coolest thing. Like, it really is difficult to imagine that like they're real and actually there. Like, to be quite honest, from where I was sitting, the view was great for like watching their performance overall and like seeing like their dancing and everything. Like, you could see like everything going on, and for that it was great. But in terms of actually like being able to like pick out the people and really see them, not so much. Like, I could barely see their faces at all and like really tell that it was them. Like, eventually you kind of like got it straightened out, but like you really couldn't like get a view of the fact that it was them. So like, can I honestly say that it felt like they were there? Not really. Like, at some moments, yes, but in some moments, not really. So I really didn't film virtually any performance because I really just wanted to like live that in the moment, because I've been watching these things from screens for, well, like almost 2 years now, and I didn't, like, if I'm actually sitting there and they're in front of me, I am not gonna like spend my time looking up at a screen. Or, sorry, I'm mixing up the two screens I'm talking about. One is my phone filming it. Like, I don't want to like ruin the moment by filming it. I can watch other people's fan cams, I can watch this on the internet. Like, I'm not, you know, taking the time to like film it when they're standing in front of me. I couldn't do it. I thought I would, but once I was actually there, I'm like, no, I need to just like watch this in the moment. And then, like, there was that huge screen, you know how they show you, like, an up-close screen of what's actually being filmed, like, for Countdown and stuff. Yeah, that I barely looked at it at all, because, like, I was so sick of watching them from screens. I'm like, they're standing, like, right there in front of you. Don't freaking look up at that screen. Just, like, look down and, like, watch them. Even though it was really hard to, like, really be able to, like, pick them out from the distance, still, it was, like, I think more meaningful and real than like looking up at the screen that I can see from home like whenever I want. So yeah, there was that. Also, they specifically said like don't film, and like I try and be like at least low-key respectful. Like, I still took pictures of every group on the stage, just like memory's sake, you know. But yeah, I didn't really film virtually anything, so yeah. But I'll show you the pictures of them on stage because that was still pretty cool. Like I was saying in my seat, I feel like it's so strange that it's hard to grasp the idea that they're real people. like, you think that's such an easy thing to know because, like, obviously, you know, it's like one of the things that's should be common sense. Like, yeah, they're just like people living their like everyday lives like the rest of us, but I feel like somewhere subconsciously we've kind of learned to not see things that way. I don't know, like, my theory is that maybe because a lot of, like, most people, I think, grew up watching TV shows and stuff, we know that that stuff that we're seeing on the screen is only there when we're watching it, if that makes sense. Like, it's like a world that doesn't exist outside of, like, that spot, even though sometimes it feels like it does when, like, they leave you on a cliffhanger and it's like, oh my god, you know, like, it feels like it's still going, but, like, you know, it's not. I feel like it's a very similar thing with artists and performances and, like, anything they put out too, because it can seem like that's all we get, because, like, in a YouTube video or something, you can just pause it, you know? And I think that really takes away from, like, the real life aspect of it, because you can't just, like, pause things in real life, like, go grab a snack and come back and watch it, you know? So I think that kind of takes away from, like, that realism, and, like, it almost feels like it only exists when we're watching, but, like, no, these are people with, like, real lives, like, doing something right now, you know? So yeah, I think kind of realizing that in person was really interesting. Even though, like, again, it didn't necessarily really feel like they were there because I was a little too far away to, like, really get to see their faces, but nonetheless, I had a great time, like, jamming to the songs and stuff, and getting to hear it live. It's like, I know that it was real, and that was so cool. I think on that first night, the most, like, real shocking moment was Super Junior for me, because I would say I was probably the most excited for them just because I didn't, like, I'd never expected to be able to see them live, and, like, you don't know when, like, you'll have the chance anymore because they are an older group, and it's like, you don't know how much longer they're gonna keep doing what they're doing. Like, I really hope they keep it up. Like, I love their music, and I think they're such icons in the industry. They've definitely set up so much for the groups today, and, like, have such a huge influence, and absolutely love their stuff so much. So that was probably the most exciting for me, and, like, realizing that they're actually standing there was just so cool, you know? Again, like, this was my first experience with anything like this, so I think it was very, like, mind-blowing, but, like, cool moment. And it was so, they went through so many of their, like, hit songs, which was so cool. And especially the fact that they included Rokugo, I was so excited about that. Like, I love that song, and I would never have expected them to, like, in any way incorporate that into their performance, because it's not, like, one of their, like, major iconic songs, like Sorry Sorry, Mr. Simple, like Lo Siento Now, you know? But I was thrilled because I freaking love that song. It is, so, yeah, that was super cool. And, like, Red Velvet right before that was really cool. Like, it was so hard to believe that they're actually standing there. Like, after just, like, looking at them on a screen, like, they're such a big deal, you know? Like, realizing that they were, like, right in front of me is, like, so weird. It's, like, it was so cool to really see the process of how these things are filmed. And it was very, like, it was a very, like, bringing you down to earth moment, like, seeing that they're literally just people on a stage, you know? Like, I feel like the way things are filmed makes everything seem so glorious, but you have to remember that, again, they're just people with everyday lives, you know? Like, standing on a stage, doing the same dance they've been practicing for probably days on end in training rooms and stuff. Like, it just happens to be on a stage in front of people. Like, they film with really cool angle and lightings, but, like, angles and lighting. But, like, at the end of the day, it made me realize that, like, it's just, you know, just, like, a stage with people, like, what I've seen, like, school plays and stuff, you know? It's, like, similar concept, just, like, bigger, you know? So that was, I feel like, quite eye-opening for me, and definitely a really cool experience in terms of, like, a little bit of personal growth and stuff, and, like, realizations. Also with Red Velvet, that new version of Bad Boy, that was really lit. Like, we were all so, like, surprised, like, what? Those are not the lyrics? I was a little confused, and I'm like, oh my god, it's in English, what? Like, it sounded so good, and I love that they did that. So fun. Right, to talk a little bit more about all the artists that went that night. Stray Kids, such good performers in real life. Again, so cool to have been able to like see them live there, you know? And the main song I wanted to hear from them was Elevator, and they did perform Elevator, so I was so happy that they did that. So yeah, just like hearing those vocals live, like I love that song so much, and it was just really cool experience. And then Haze, probably my favorite female solo artist in K-pop. Love her so much. There's something so special about her voice and her music that just like really sets her apart from anyone else, and being able to hear her live was also so nice. Really cool experience. She has a beautiful voice, and she is so beautiful. God, great time too. And then Pentagon, that was just such a good time. Like in that moment I felt like everyone just connected. Like for Shine, everyone like doing the little, you know, like everyone just knew, and it was like one of the most hype moments of the concert, and yeah, so cool. So definitely an amazing first night, even though like it was like a weird, like out of my head almost experience. Like it didn't feel like any of it actually happened, but like I know it did. And like it just like I never had that sinking in moment where I realized that it actually happened. Like it all feels like it never actually did happen, but I don't know, it was really cool. Anyway, so yeah, that's night 1, and let's move on to Sunday. So morning of day 2, I woke up feeling absolutely awful. Like all that like happy excitement that I was feeling just like suddenly gone, completely replaced by anxiety, like intense anxiety, where I just felt like horrible and like started questioning my entire existence, like in that like why, you know, it's one of those things like I should be so like happy and excited, but you just can't always control how you feel, I guess. And that morning was like not the most pleasant thing I've ever felt, but once I actually got there and stuff, like I started to calm down, like everything went like back to okay, you know, I was happy. But that was a rough morning, rough start to the morning, but like the rest of the day was great. Cause like for me also, like my like tiny tangent here, I have this travel anxiety thing where it's not like what most people have when they say travel anxiety. It means like going in an airplane, you know, like being at the airport, etc. That kind of travel anxiety. For me, that's not it at all. For me, going to bed and waking up in an unfamiliar place is really stressful, because like my room, like my home is like my comfort spot, and I don't feel like I've started my day right unless like I wake up here. Like I could be out all day fine, but like if I don't like go to bed and wake up in my own room and like in my space, then that bothers me. So I think it was like a whole mix of everything at once, just being like, you know, like it sucks because there's so many places in the world I want to go and see, but like that stress just sucks to have. But anyway, point being, let's get back to KCON, what you're here for. So anyway, I get there first thing in the morning was Eddie's panel, so I went to that, and before I tell you where I was standing, let's play a game of Where's Waldo and see if you can find me in this group picture. You actually found me. Kudos to you. You must have a lot of spare time on your hands. Good job. I was surprised when I got there because I didn't realize like the way things would work, because when you see like meet and greet written on the scheduling plan, what I assumed would happen is that like I would just get there to like a line of people like waiting to take pictures and stuff and like talk, and like I assumed that's what the meet and greet would be, you know? But it ended up being like a panel where like we come ask questions and stuff like that. So yeah, that was like more entertaining. So I was like, oh, this is cool. Again, never been there before, so like I wouldn't know, you know? I just kind of walked in, like squeezed in on the side because there weren't seats left by the time I got there. So overall, yeah, that was a great time. It honestly just felt like watching a YouTube video, but in real life. It's like it was just so similar, like in terms of like personality and everything. Literally like same person, but like it's just cooler live, you know?
I never talked about them, but like...
So like towards the end of the panel, since I was standing like way back there, it looked almost like basically a speck of dust talking in the distance. So I wanted to like see like a little bit up closer, like actually like see him in person, you know what I mean? So I walked up a little closer, but like You know, there was that group of people who at the end, like, you're not supposed to be there anymore, but like, they swarm around and like hold their phones and just like, take a picture on my phone, please. Those people. So that was what was happening in front of me, and I'm like, oh hell no, I'm not doing that. So, oh god, that must be a little annoying. Like, I get that like you only have that one opportunity, and like I totally like feel it, but if I have to leave, just like let it happen unless they tell you that it's okay, because like there's another story with that later. But yeah, you know those people that like shove their phones at the last second and like, please just take a picture, like 2 seconds, please. Yeah, anyway, so I just like got slightly up closer look and I was like, it's okay, and I left. Little did I know though that I would actually get the chance to talk to him for a couple of minutes later in the day. So I was just eating my fries with my friends. They weren't there at the time of the panel, I was alone for that, and then we met up later and went to get some food. So I was just sitting on the floor with my fries, right? And completely in my own zone, eating my fries, completely oblivious to my surroundings. Like, I wasn't looking for anything, you know? My friends next to me are like, hey, that's Edward. And, like, they'd never seen him in person, but, like, they knew, they recognized him. So, yeah, I was just like, Eddie, you know, and, like, he saw me and recognized me, which was really shocking. I did not expect that. Like, I don't mean that as, like, an insult to his memory or anything, but I would have assumed that, like, after you'd met that many people all the time, like, I honestly didn't think they would all stick, especially like someone you watched on a YouTube video for like a few minutes, you know? So like I didn't see that coming at all, but like it was really nice to get to talk to him. So yeah, here's the clip I got with him.
Yeah, y'all want to show up in our vlog? Oh, you can't zoom. Hi.
Hey,
That's the thumbnail.
Not right there with my thumbnail. Look out for it.
Yeah, I was excited because I've seen our videos before. Obviously because I'm narcissistic, not kidding. But
no, I didn't know that most people actually watch reaction videos. Like, I do that for like other people. I didn't realize.
Idols watch, well, I'm not an idol, but idols watch reactions all the time. Because they care about themselves. And also the company too. The company too, so.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Alright, nice meeting you.
I'm gonna keep it up.
Yeah, thank you.
And something he said really surprised me, which was like the fact that companies and like idols watch reaction videos. And like when I said idols, I didn't even literally mean idols, I meant artists in general. Like idols is a very specific term that like I hadn't actually meant to use, because like I feel like it's used a little lightly, and that made me realize like idols kind of specific. There's like a lot of artists that aren't idols, not everyone in the industry is an idol. But yeah, like, I don't know why it was so shocking to me that they do watch these things. Like, I guess I always assume that they just don't have the time, like, artists don't have the time, but come on, who doesn't make time for YouTube videos? I feel like everyone in the world does. And honestly, now thinking about it, if there are videos online of people literally just showering you with compliments for 5 minutes straight and you don't want to watch them, then what the hell is wrong with you? Seriously though, like, if that exists and you're not making the time to watch those, why the hell not? Like, I want to listen to myself be showered with compliments for 5 minutes. Imagine, like, the confidence boost from that. Yeah, I don't know why, like, this hadn't hit me earlier. I guess it just all still seemed not that real. Like I was saying earlier, like, if you watch it through a screen, it doesn't feel like these are real people, but literally they're just people, and, like, who doesn't want to watch, like, positivity about themselves online? Like, it's not even being self-centered. It's basic, like, who the hell wouldn't, you know? So yeah, new revelations, I guess, that should have made sense a long time ago. But anyway, yeah, that was so cool. He was so easy to talk to. He made it, like, so chill. So yeah, I was grateful to get those couple minutes to talk because I didn't expect to at all. It just kind of happened, you know? An extra fun fact, in case anyone was wondering, his skin up close is unreal. So nice. They're like, I was shocked because usually, like, foundation never looks as good in person as it does on camera. I feel like in person it's like a little cakier and you can see things better, but like honestly his skin looked porcelain. It was like so nice. I didn't realize foundation could look that good. Them beauty gurus really know what they're doing. So anyway, moving on in the day. Another like cool random thing that happened was we were just walking around, and near the middle of, I think it's the activity zone, there is like a little area for like pictures and fan letters and stuff, and Golden Child was standing there at the time. Like there wasn't even like a huge crowd of people like in that area, and So we walked up and like I got a pretty close look at them, and if you want the real tea, they are so cute in person. Like if you have not seen Golden Child in person, they are all 11 out of 10s. It was so cool. So yeah, that was a really nice little surprise to get to see them up close too. And then also I got to go to EXID's Star Live talk on the KCON stage and see them, which was so cool. It's just so interesting, again, like seeing someone only from a screen up close in person. So cool, and like getting to hear them talk in real life, and such sweet girls, just as beautiful in real life as on screen, if not more so. Yeah, really, really cool. I really wish that I'd gotten to go to more of those, like the day before and more that day, but I tried to like stay with my friends as much as possible, and like we kind of split our time between our like personal interests, so I didn't get to go to everything, but that is okay. I still had a great time overall, really cool experiences. So yeah, let's get to the last part before the concert. This is where things get hectic. So the last thing on my to-do list for the day was to go to Terry's panel. So I went to that, and I was actually lucky to get to ask him a question. Like at the panel, basically you raise your hand, and like if they call you up, then you can go up and ask them something. That's kind of how the whole thing works. And actually Still Not David was there, and he's the one who picked me out to let me ask a question. So thank you to him too. It was so cool that he was there too. It was like extra fun. So
for the question though.
Yeah, what I asked him was what's like the most fulfilling or like best part of what he does for a living, and he said it's the feedback that he gets back from viewers and stuff on his videos. And even like having a small channel, I completely agree with that. Like that's the best part for me, is like reading people's comments and like seeing what they have to say about like something I said, etc. You know, I think that's like definitely the coolest part for me. It's like it's really satisfying being able to like connect with people, you know. I love that. So yeah, I'm really glad I got to ask him that and like get a real answer and stuff, you know. And alright, after that is when things get a little insane. So at that point, my friend, like by the end of the panel, he's like, alright, we'll go take pictures. And at that point, my friends who I were with were getting in line for the concert. And they were like 30 feet from the door or something. Like they texted me saying this, and I'm like, alright. So anyway, we followed Terry to like the picture area, but it turns out there was already a line for him there, so like we had to go back to the end. So all of us who just followed him went to the back, and like everything was fine. We were just like waiting in line for the pictures and stuff, and like 45-ish minutes later, I'd say, they had to cut the line off because I guess they needed the venue for something else at the time, and they couldn't keep taking pictures. And I was like, oh, that sucks, you know, like after waiting there. But I'm like, it's okay, you know what, I was lucky that I got to ask him a question to begin with. If I don't end up like getting a picture or whatever, it's fine, it's like not the end of the world, you know. I was like happy already. But then like they're like, go around, like you can just like see him, but like you can't take pictures and stuff. So I'm like, alright. And like I was so close to the front already too, so it's like so irritating when it's like right in front of you, you know. But I'm like, it's okay. So like just went around and, you know, stood with other people who were in the line behind me and stuff. But then like when he was leaving, he's like, alright, like as I walk, let's just quickly like take some more pictures. I'm like, alright, cool. So yeah, I followed like with the last few people on the way out as he was like taking the last pictures and stuff. And when it came my turn, I just, you know, like I asked him to film a little bit for this vlog so I could show you guys. And 3 seconds in, let me roll those 3 seconds.
Hello, vlog. How you guys doing? We're at KCON New York.
Right in that moment, my friend called me from the line, and the conversation we'd had right before this was like, let me know if the line starts moving, because she had my tickets, and like I had a copy of my ticket, but it was like a kind of crappily printed version where like a little bit of the barcode was like a little like faded. So like it probably would have worked fine, but I didn't want to take that risk at that point because like I paid a lot of money and stuff, and like, you know, don't want to risk that. So I told her like, you know, let me know like if the line starts moving, like I'll come running, you know. And so at that moment I get the call, right? So I'm freaking out. So at that point, like everything is the worst possible timing. Not only did I literally just get like the 2 seconds to like say hi to Terry, but now I was panicking because I thought the line was moving in and I wouldn't get there in time, you know? So anyway, here's the next clip I took. I just like said thank you really quickly and like I literally couldn't even like speak words because I was like panicking. Alright, thank you so much.
No problem. Hello vlog.
Love your
This
videos.
is Terry
I remember
here.
the 50,000 like days.
What? Holy crap, she's
Yeah.
been watching for a long time.
I've been here for a while. Right.
Thank
you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Bye.
Thanks for the question, by the way.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I just like quickly said thank you and I was like trying to say that I'd been watching since like 50,000 and stuff, but like words just were not coming out of my mouth. Like there was too much going on for my brain to like function properly at that point. And I'm like, you know what, it's fine. Like he got what I was saying even though I could barely put 2 words together. That probably seemed really weird if you didn't know the context, but like the whole ticket thing was like stressing me out. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much all that happened. And I go running, right, to meet my friends. And there's only one way in and out of the K Activity Center. So I accidentally like, started running toward the out way, and like the staff member there was like, no, like you gotta go around the other way. And I'm like, because like I still thought that like I was gonna miss the line and stuff. And so I'm like running to the other side, calling my friend back, being like, oh my god, like I'm sorry I ended your call that fast, like what's happening, you know? And she's like, oh no, I was just checking on you because like I hadn't heard from you in a bit, like, and I was like, but it's okay, I'm not actually like upset about it. I just kept like low-key shading her a couple times after that, but like all in good fun, it's fine. I'm very happy with like what I got. I'm not actually mad about it at all. It's just funny how little things like that happen at like the worst moments, but it's all kind of funny now. So anyway, another cool thing I did was another random play dance that was hosted by Ellen and Brian, and I think that was also a really cool moment being able to like see them live too. It's just so interesting, you know, like screen to person. I've said that so many times because like that's basically what this whole event was, right? But yeah, I had a really great time with that too. And I will keep working on trying to do dances and like not overthink it too much. Now getting into the concert. I got there on time, everything was fine. Like stood in the line with them for a little bit. Chill, made it. It was all okay. The second night, let's talk about the concert itself. Get my pictures out so I have like a train of thought to go by here. Okay, right, so Golden Child's performances, there was something so special about them. I feel like the second night I was definitely like a bit more laid back and could enjoy a little more than the first night, because the first night I was so like overwhelmed with the idea of like having to like pay so much attention to what was happening that like that almost took away from me paying attention to what was happening, if that made sense. I'm just like, I need to like treasure every moment of this, like, you know, stuff like that, because like, again, I'd never done this. I don't know when I'd get a chance to do something like this again, so I really wanted to like live in the moment, you know, but like the stress of being in the moment like took away from it's so dumb. But anyway, so like the second night was a little calmer and, you know, chill, happy, a little more so. I feel like something definitely stood out to me in terms of Golden Child's performance. I don't know how to like describe what it was, but they just really owned the stage in a unique way, and I thought their performance was like one of the most enjoyable for me. I just thought they did such a great job. So yeah, there's that. Next up we had Fromis 9. Oh, that was cute. They were so cute. I absolutely loved their performance. I'm glad they're like starting to like grow a little bit, and I like their little introduction and like basically they said like, I know like a lot of you might not know us yet, but like here we are, like here's how we'd like to be remembered, stuff like that. And I just thought they were really great, and they have some really catchy songs, so really cool performance there. And then we had EXID, of course. It was really cool that I'd already gotten to see them live up close. But now in the concert, seeing them perform was so cool. They did some of their most iconic songs, which was so fun to hear, like Up and Down. Like I never thought I would get to see that live. That was so cool. And obviously DDD, stuff like that. Overall amazing performances, so yeah, so cool. And then we had NCT, of course, NCT 127. So I would say NCT was probably the most like shocking of the day in terms of like, whoa, they're actually standing there. Like that was really cool. I still really wish I'd been closer to actually be able to see them, because I really couldn't. But still, I really enjoy their performance. I love their songs. Let's just talk about Cherry Bomb for a second. That's the song I wanted to hear most from them, especially that part, that one part in the choreography where they like do that like split in like a V formation, you know? I just thought like that whole part of the choreography I absolutely love. Like Cherry Bomb might be like my favorite K-pop choreography. Maybe it's like it's up there definitely with like the top few. Like there's a lot of cool things, but that one in particular has always just really stood out to me, and getting to see that live was absolutely epic. I thought it was so cool. So yeah, NCT blew me away for sure. Like again, it was like I couldn't believe they were actually there. That was like so strangely mind-blowing. And then 101, of course. That was so cool. Like they started off like pairing up into like little groups to perform, and then like after that they all came in together and stuff, and I was so happy that they performed Beautiful. It's probably my favorite song of theirs. I was thrilled that they chose that one as one of the songs to perform. I do wish they'd done Burn It Up too. That would have been cool, but like I was really happy with their song choices overall anyway, and I'm just really happy that they did Beautiful. So yeah, that was so cool. Again, so unreal, like to see them standing there. Anyway, yeah. There's my rant of the day. I'll probably put in some pictures and little clips at the end and stuff, but yeah.
Yes.
Hey!
Oh my God, guys.
End of the second concert! So, there was my KCON experience. I think something else just like worth noting as an overall closing statement is like what a nice environment it was the whole time. I felt so like comfortable there. Like I really felt like I could so easily talk to everyone. Everyone was so friendly, and it's like, you know, you all share this like big thing in common in terms of interest that like I personally can't find many people like that around me here. And it was just so nice to like feel like you can talk to anyone comfortably, and you know, just like feels like you kind of belong somewhere. It's a really nice feeling. I really just like the general vibe there so much. So yeah, I guess that's the gist of what I wanted to say. I feel like I could go on for so long about like little tangents and stuff, and you know, but that about sums it up, I guess. I really hope you enjoyed this and got to feel like you were kind of with me on the journey. Yeah, if you haven't gone to KCON before, I really hope you get the opportunity, or like wherever it is that you want to go or whatever you want to experience, I really hope you get the opportunity to do that. And if you did go, awesome too. I hope you had a great time, and tell me about it if you would like. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you'd like, follow me on Instagram, else on the internet, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye everyone.